Hey guys, this is the Fight Nerd, and right now standing next to me is a living legend. It's not often I'm starstruck, but this is definitely one of those times. Mr. Dan Gable, good to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Now, we're here. Sorry, go ahead. I'm ready to get nervous cutting him off.
Yeah, I'm kind of impressed that you're starstruck, though. But I appreciate that.
Now we're here today at the Beat the Streets Gala Wrestling fundraiser. Mr. Gable, why is it so important to have wrestling at high schools, middle schools, and colleges all across America?
Well, first of all, it's a sport that can provide an opportunity for a lot of people that really, can't play basketball or other sports. And it's a winter sport most of the time, and it's one of these things that it's a need out there for a certain type of person. And what it builds in that certain type of person is lifetime skills. And because of that, we need it, and it makes America stronger. If you think about it, a lot of our freedom in America is because of our military. And the people that have sacrificed their lives. And when you look at what they've done, a majority of them have been involved with sports like amateur wrestling. So, it's something that you really sometimes think, well, maybe we don't need this, it's too tough, it's that type of thing. But it's really organized and it's safe. And the only thing it does from a toughness point of view is toughen up them guys' mind, and it gets them ready for life and help secure this nation.
Right now, I want to ask a little bit about mixed martial arts, since that's the focus of our website here. And in general, we've seen that wrestling has really dominated the sport of MMA. Do you have any reason why that might be?
Well, there's a different training and mentality in wrestling than there is probably in some of the other mixed martial arts. Even though it's similar, there's just a little bit more action, a little bit more live type of wrestling situations, and it's not like every practice is tough to make, whereas the other ones are more technical and tactical. We're technical and tactical, but we really put out a lot of energy, and with that in mind, you really have to be ready to be able to survive, and I think when you add the different martial arts together, it's a good mix. And I think without wrestling, they wouldn't have that stamina ability to take people off their feet as easy and to be able to keep people under control. We don't choke normally, but a lot of our great wrestlers have. And you learn little moves that kind of teach you do some mixed martial arts even when you're wrestling. So sometimes we but a good referee will catch that. But sometimes all the referees aren't good. So sometimes things happen where sometimes that mixed martial arts is actually a part of a wrestling match. But I think the big thing is that mixed martial arts and wrestling should complement each other, and they should work together from a standpoint of helping both mixed martial arts and the sport of wrestling at all levels. And if you don't do that, then you're kind of fighting each other a little bit. And so it's like anything else. There's a certain person out there that might look down upon wrestling or mixed martial arts. And so we want to win everybody over because we want to be the very best sport we can be.
Now, Randy Couture just recently retired at UFC 129. Do you have any thoughts on Randy's retirement?
Well, I just think that he's talked about retirement for quite a while, and so hopefully this will be the last one, just because, he's getting up to that point in time where, you got to keep your life so it's fairly healthy. I mean, I'm 62, and I think I don't know if I've wrestled hard in the last few months, just because I had a couple surgeries, and it's time to maybe do some things, but don't really get in there, and you got to think about longevity a little bit. And he's done a great job, and so I think that it's time for Randy Couture probably to help promote the sport of wrestling, for an example, even though he promotes mixed martial arts as well.
I know.
Because he's a big name in both.
Right now, someone else who I know you've talked about in the past is Ben Askren, and he's now having a very successful career over in Bellator. And a while back, you said his style was very extraordinary. He really stands out in terms of his wrestling. Have you been following his MMA career so far?
Just, a little bit. I'm a guy like this, so I can barely get it away from the sport of wrestling, so I don't have all that opportunity to go follow a lot of different things beyond the sport of wrestling and family, which is they're kind of together. And so I'm lucky that I've convinced my family that wrestling is a part of the family, and they love it too. So it's one of these things that we need all the help we can get. So I don't really have too much time to go outside those boundaries. But sure, when the wrestlers are competing and doing well in anything, I'm going to follow them.
All right, now, in the meantime, 2010-2011 school year pretty much just ended, so are there any wrestlers that we should be looking out for in high school and the collegiate scene?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of them. There's about 270,000 out there that.
You can name all of them for me, please, right now.
Well, I can only name you about 1,000 of them that are probably going to be up for maybe the Olympic gold in the next time around. But no, I think that what we need to do is we need to motivate those high school kids to want to continue on in college and then continue on with Olympic wrestling and the MMA, for those that really would like to go that route. It's a good opportunity to make another living in a profession that's similar, and at the same time, as long as we keep it safe, so we don't do anything really crazy, then I think that it can be incorporated.
Well, Mr. Gable, I'm honored to talk to you today. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and I'm getting ready for a great event here and beat the streets, USA, Russia, and it's not going to be an easy feat.